In your list of OneNote resources, I've included some OneNote tutorials that are a little more overarching and explain exactly what OneNote is. This video tutorial is to show you what it looks like on our network and the uses for our students. When the students go to their Start button, they should have Microsoft OneNote either in the Frequently Accessed tab, or they can go to All Programs, Microsoft Office, and then open OneNote from there. Some students also like to create a desktop shortcut, which is fine too. So here you see my OneNote, and this is my OneNote for my entire note-taking process. Because it's Microsoft, the ribbon at the top is going to look very familiar to the kids. So anything that you do up here is going to look a little bit familiar to them because they've used Microsoft before. Each one of these tabs on the left are a new notebook, and so I have my notebooks stored here. Our suggestion for students is that they create one notebook that they use for school. If they want to create other notebooks for personal use or something outside of school, that's fine. I think they can do that too, but they really should use one notebook. So let's say that this is my school notebook. Then within that notebook, the tabs that are created should be the classes that each student has, and they can change the colors. I wouldn't name these really long names. As you can see as you scroll across the top of mine, if they are too long, they shorten them, and you have to hover over them to see the whole name. If I want to add a new course, in this case a new tab, I would click here to create a new section, and I would type that section here, and I can do a few other things in there as well. Once it's created, I can rename it, delete it, I can merge it into another section, and so on. I can change the color of it too. So the kids should be encouraged to change the color of their tabs just to keep them apart from each other. By default, it will start using different color tabs. So as you can see here, these are all different from one another, and then it starts recycling through there. So in each tab then, that is a notebook. So each one of these, consider that your own notebook for that class. And they can get started with a title, and then they click anywhere to start typing. And so we can say notes for, and give it a date, and then start taking notes. In addition to taking notes, students can also download. So if you're a teacher who has some content in the form of a PDF or a Word doc or PowerPoint on your web page, then students can minimize this, go out to the web browser to maneuver to your web page, open the document, and then they simply click and drag it in. You might want to practice doing this in your session. So the other tabs that we have on here, as I said before, are probably some tabs that they've seen before. Now, if they just want to attach a file rather than clicking and dragging, I can also attach a file here. I'll show you what that looks like. It looks like this. And so now within there, I have this file attached, and to open that, I would go maneuver away from here to go open it. The students can also share, so they can share this notebook with others. They can draw, so they can use their drawing tools here, or they can simply pick up their pen, which is my preferred method, and just start taking notes, although I don't want to do it in highlighter. So I can just start taking notes. And as notes are being taken, the page will scroll down automatically. There are other things that the students can do to set the page. They can set the page to have lines, and these would be some things that I would let the students play with. I'm not going to spend time on that now. So I am still in my ELA tab, and each time I want to add a new page within that tab, I go to New Page, and you can see that the first page is titled there. Students organize very quickly when they realize that these pages are going to show up here subsequently, and they'll be able to tell them apart better if they title them with a name that's going to be more familiar to them. They can also create a page just by clicking on this icon. There is a lot to do in Microsoft OneNote. My suggestion is to get students set up with one notebook, set up the tabs for all of their classes, Once they have their classes created, then they can go in and personalize those. Now this one comes up automatically. This is the one that will come up as they open their notebook for the first time. If they've never deleted this, it's really simple. All they have to do is select everything and get rid of it there. They could even right-click on it to delete that tab if they want to. So now I have only my own tabs. As I say, there are other things that are here for review and adding things, personalizing it. They can change their background and so on. Those are some things that you should play with before you do your session and then allow students time to do the same.